Hello dear friends, welcome on this very extra special day because it's Delia's birthday today. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
So we waited one day to do this on her birthday. And what are you doing, Delia, on your birthday?
I am picking raspberries. Not only because we eat them every day, but also because today we're going to make a pancake cake with raspberries in it. So these are our raspberry bushes, and this year is really amazing. There's just every day for the last, I don't know, what, 2 or 3 weeks already, we have a big harvest, and we have them in 3 or 4 or 5 different areas and different beds. So this is one bed here, and what's really amazing about nature and observing how it grows is, like last year, for example, there wasn't even a tenth of the quantity of raspberries that there are now. So it grows exponentially. Every year there's more. So here we are amongst the raspberry bushes.
Under the apple trees. And we are in the food forest area. So we have the apple tree. And then underneath the apple tree, strawberries and fruit bushes. And we have already also some small apples, which we make vinegar of.
Yeah, so this apple, for the windfall, so what falls off the tree early, Anet had a great idea to put them in jars and make vinegar from it. So we're experimenting with that. And the food forest is all about, well, forest garden or food forest is all about having a sustainable food production system based on perennial plants and trees at different levels. So the top layer, the middle layer, the ground layer, ground cover and the roots. And this is what we're developing here. Over there, for example, you've got Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes, which are a root vegetable that is delicious. You can eat during the winter period. And a gooseberry bush here. A red gooseberry, which is next to melissa, which is a herb, but also a salad leaf, which is next to lungwort, which now you can't see the flowers of, but also is edible, the flowers and the leaves. So the idea is that, yeah, everything basically, or most of the things that grow all around the tree area, you can eat or use for medicine or for internal, external use. Over here more raspberries and another gooseberry as well. And also there are vegetables here, but now some of them are already out. What's still good to eat that grows now is this is sorrel, makrish sorrel, which is a very tasty excuse me sour leaf that you can use raw in salads or also cooked. It's a very, very nice fresh taste. So that's still good and growing, and also dandelion leaves here. And earlier in the year there were also, now you can only see the seed pods, garlic mustard or jack by the hedge. So,
and we have also white or yellow raspberries.
yes.
Yeah.
Here, yeah. Even extra super delicious. They're really sweet.
There's Lola. Lola also likes raspberries. We saw her taking them from the bush yesterday.
Lola, come here. No raspberry, look here. There, take it. No?
And she just ate. Maybe she.
Yep, she loves them too. So So we moved down from around the apple trees to an extension of the forest garden. In this area all kinds of wild flowers and plants grow, and what we're particularly interested in today is this beautiful patch of yellow flower. This is St. John's wort. So I'm going to pick some for tea, to dry for tea. So I have my cutters ready and get rid of the bindweed, and take it from down at the root. And when you harvest, you take a little bit, I mean some, you don't take all of what's there, to leave the plant enough for it to grow properly itself, and for example if it needs to go to seed. And St. John's wort is also, I read this somewhere and then I tried it for myself, you can take a flower yourself, you can eat the raw flowers, just like that, or also in salad.
Is it the same as Hypericum?
Yeah, it's Hypericum perforatum in Latin. And it's really good for your nervous system, for calming, for anxiety, for depression, all forms of things to do with the nervous system. So you can eat the leaves and the flowers raw. It's quite strong, so I like that kind of thing. But yeah, taste it for yourself. Otherwise you dry them and you can make a very nice tea. And you can dry the whole plant so that the leaves and the flowers. And this also is interesting. What's growing around it is bindweed, which is I mean, from its name, is a bit of a pest because it's very efficient at binding everything up. But it's also something that can be used as medicine. This I learnt from a really interesting herbalist called Juliet Baracli de Levy, I think. Yeah, you can eat this also. It's very good. Also for the, I think for the nervous system. So you can just eat a whole flower like that or put it in salads.
I gave this morning to Delia an edible bouquet of flowers.
That was a very nice birthday present. Beautiful, but also edible. Perfect. What could be better? Something edible, but also beautiful. Okay.
We see you later when Delia is going to put them to dry. Here we are at the drying area. Let's say we use it for a drying area. It's also a very nice place to sit in the shade. And here under the roof, you see the all dry things. And now Delia is preparing the St. John's wort.
So I'm taking off the bindweed because although that is nice, we don't want that together with this. It's quite tricky. If you've taken it off yourself, you'll know. Then it gets kind of, you have to be very delicate. So then you take your plant, and you can see already some that are hanging up already. So there's wild mint on the right, then horsetail there. So with these kind of plants, the easiest way and the best way, in fact, because then the whole properties of the plant is kind of kept intact, is to keep the whole plant basically. If it's hot enough for you to do that, to really dry it out. Because if you're in a damper place, maybe that's not such a good idea. But here it's perfect in Romania. So tie it up. Yeah.
So what is important is that it's in the shade, but that there is air.
Yeah.
So that it can move and dry by air, not by sun.
Exactly, because if it's in direct sunlight, then the properties of the herb are reduced, so it's less effective, and it also discolours it, so it goes pale and turns a funny colour usually. And then you leave it to dry and check on it every now and again. So here also, for example, is a cherry stems, which I think are already dry, so used for tea. And then, you know, this is horsetail, this is also probably dry now. but check it so it doesn't stick together, for example, if it's a damp moment of the year. So it's got a lot of air, and then you store it when it's dry. You store it in either paper bags or cloth bags, or even in clean airtight glass jars, and then it can keep for as long as you need it.
Okay guys, see you next week.
Bye.